Can Haaland carry Norway to the World Cup? Imagine this. A football nation that has never won the World Cup, a team that almost nobody puts among the favorites. And then suddenly, one giant striker changes everything. Today's question is, can Erling Haaland carry Norway all the way to World Cup glory? And by the end of this video, you might completely change your prediction, because Norway may have more than just Haaland. They might have a hidden weapon that most fans are ignoring. First, let's get one thing clear. Haaland is not a normal striker. When defenders face him, they're not just afraid of his speed. They're afraid of his power. And it's not only his power, his finishing ability is among the best in world football. Give him half a chance, and he can turn it into a goal. But here's the problem. Football is not an individual sport. If Haaland is really that good, why hasn't Norway already become a football giant? Comment below. Can one player win a World Cup on his own? This is where the story gets interesting. Most fans think Norway is just Haaland's team. But in reality, Norway has more talent than many people realize. Creative midfielders, dangerous counterattacks, fast transitions. And when all of that works together to create chances for Haaland, Norway becomes a serious threat. But is it enough to beat teams like Argentina, France or Portugal? Maybe not. Or maybe, just maybe, it is. Now imagine this. The World Cup group stage begins. Everyone is talking about France. Everyone is talking about Argentina. Everyone is talking about Portugal. Meanwhile, Norway quietly keeps winning matches. No pressure, no expectations. And that might be exactly what makes them dangerous. Because when a favorite loses, the world is surprised. But when an underdog wins, history is made. And football loves underdog stories. But here's another question. Can Haaland handle World Cup pressure? League football and World Cup football are completely different. Every match feels like a final, one missed chance, and your tournament could be over. One mistake, and you're going home. Even legendary players have struggled under that pressure. But if there's one player who seems built for big moments, it's Haaland. At least that's what his fans believe. What do you think? Now let's look at Norway's possible path. First, they must survive the group stage. Then the knockout rounds begin. Round of 32. Round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Sounds simple, right? Not exactly. Because at any stage, Norway could face a football giant. Imagine Norway versus Brazil. Imagine Norway versus France. Imagine Norway versus Argentina. Or even Norway versus Portugal. Now ask yourself, can Haaland break through some of the best defenses in the world? And here's the shocking part. The best team doesn't always win the World Cup. The team that performs best during the tournament wins. There's a huge difference. A team can be incredible all season long, but the World Cup is only a few matches. If Norway finds momentum at the right time, anything can happen. That's exactly why football is the most unpredictable sport in the world. Now imagine this. The semi-final, the score is 1-1. It's the 99th minute. Norway gets one final chance. The ball falls to Haaland. The entire stadium goes silent. One defender stands in front of him. The goalkeeper is ready. Everything comes down to this moment. And then, goal. Norway reaches the World Cup final. If that ever happens, it could become one of the greatest moments in football history. But wait, reaching the final and winning the trophy are two very different things. Because in the final, Norway might face Argentina, Portugal, France, or another football powerhouse. And this is where experience matters. That's why most experts still don't consider Norway a favorite, but football fans don't just love favorites, they love miracles. So let's be honest. Can Haaland carry Norway to World Cup glory? It's possible, not impossible. But it would require more than just the best version of Haaland. It would require the best version of Norway, a strong defense, a creative midfield, clinical finishing, and maybe a little bit of luck. Because every champion needs some luck along the way. Now for the final question. Imagine the World Cup final. On one side, Norway. On the other side, Portugal or Argentina. Who are you supporting? Norway, Portugal, Argentina? Comment your answer below. And if you believe Haaland can shock the football world, leave a like. Because the next great football fairy tale might belong to Norway.